There we go. So, not as time consuming as I expected, but it was time consuming. It's still going to be needing some processing. I'll get back to that. Maybe actually speaking about it, you might want to have some lighting so you see how it looks, sort of, kind of good. So this is a very small field. Obviously it's not much because it's hand harvested. In ancient times they did use tools and stuff that would have made it more efficient. Not industrially efficient, but still efficient. I am not necessarily going to do that. I already have what I need to experiment with. But I would definitely like to find out a way, because I know that I will be able to refine these linseeds fairly easy. So that's I'm not too concerned about. They've already shown it to be easy. But these radish pods, this can quickly become a very time-consuming thing. So I will have to look a little bit up onto how they do it industrially. My earlier tests, trying to use water and flotation and stuff like that in order to separate the gunk and stuff from the seeds. Also, breaking up the pods in an easy manner and see if I could have them fall out. Well, whatever techniques I used, they were marginal success and hardly satisfactory. So that's a thing. For the time being, what I'm just going to do, just to liberate space, is take all these pods off, and then I'm going to cut these into somewhat manageable pieces, because I do have a charring capillary test I want to do with these. They seem to have a lot of promising attributes, which if it works as well as I hope it would, it means you could have like, let's say you have a bucket and you have a strong enough capillary motion going upwards, you're growing something in that bucket, then maybe you could also have that bucket in a bigger container with water, and you don't have to consider, are you going to get mold, are you going to keep it, for the gnats too humid, or are you going to cause fungi, etc., etc., etc. Or are you going to drown your plants, or are you going to forget to water them, and all those kind of things would be very neat to kind of circumvent without any form of machinery of any kind. So if a capillary action will be strong enough for the water to just, you have water seeping in through the bottom, but the capillary action is what's going to give a uniform and regular upward motion of water, that would be great, because it should mean that you can keep a crusty surface that will not be affected with shit. But of course, whether it will, you may still have a problem with root rot, I guess, but it should be more manageable, since it will not be like an all-encompassing watering, but rather where the capillary sticks are going up. So just to finish off this video here, my idea here is to use the rather porous inside that has a very a very fine texture to it on the inside, and then put in even thinner ones, and depending on 2-3 layers, probably just going to stick with 2, because it's probably not going to be easy, and let's face it, time is precious. But if it or just simply single ones, I suspect that you will need a couple of ones in one, like you have a composite capillary rod. But yeah, if that works the way I think it will, then we'll know that much more. But this is very boring. Very boring, but paradoxically satisfying.